Welcome back. In 2018, women in Africa continue to struggle against violence and discrimination, but they have also beat the odds. Here's a rundown of demonstrations and movements that shaped the struggle against gender inequality last year.
Every year, African women fight to break down the barriers of entrenched gender and patriarchal biases. In South Africa, the issue of women's rights came at the forefront in 2018, when thousands of women came out to shut down South Africa in protests against gender violence. South Africa has one of the world's highest rates of violent crime, with women, girls and children being raped and murdered at an alarming rate. Demonstrations were staged in various locations in the country as part of a wider movement dubbed Total Shutdown, which is pushing for change in how the country addresses the issue of violence against women, using various methods including interrupting economic activity.
We are tired. They are killing us, our kids. Our kids are raped every single day. Today it must end.
Is it not us whose songs have traveled from...
In Nigeria, playwright Ifeoma Fafunwa introduced her latest play, Hear Word, a Nigerian woman's call for voices against gender discrimination.
Give birth to plenty children. Take care of them.
The play, which means listen in Nigerian parlance, is a collection of monologues that portray African women challenging social, political and cultural stereotypes that Fafunwa says are designed to limit their potential.
Silence during lovemaking. She may even pretend she isn't there.
Fafunwa says Hear Word was as much a personal project as it was about women in all parts of the world. Fafunwa added that Hear Word is part of global movements like Me Too and Time Is Up, and also joins local efforts like WIMBIZ, Women in Management and Business, that offers a platform for Nigerian women to speak up.
My story is the unlimited potential story, which is just a woman asking and telling the audience that if the audience invested and believed in her, where would she be by now? You know, if she had not imbibed all those stories that you as a woman, you cannot do this, you as a woman, you cannot do that, here's where you should do, here's how you should sit, here's how loud you should talk, here's how far you should go, here's how much you should, here's how far you should aspire, right? So she asks the question, if I didn't listen to all that, if you all believed in me and told me I could go far, where will I be now?
Attitudes concerning the role and place of women in African society were definitely challenged across the continent this year. And if any of the women fighting for equality have anything to do with it, it will continue to be challenged in the years to come.
The Lagos State government has asked motorists to take advantage of computerized vehicle inspection centres to verify the conditions of their vehicles before plying the roads. This renewed call was made by the State Commissioner for Transportation during the inauguration of Lagos Safety Ambassadors, a scheme aimed at encouraging individuals to promote and institutionalize safety on the roads and to further reduce road accidents. Well, as we end the program today, let's take a look at some of the leading lights and top action in African films in this year, 2018. Getting it right behind the scenes and using animation to tell African stories, here are some of the highlights of the African film industry in 2018.
Anor Curry is looking to make a different kind of mark in Africa's film industry. The self-taught special effects makeup artist has carved out a niche for herself in her home country of Cameroon, where she's popular with directors for her inventiveness and attention to detail. Cameroon has long existed in the shadows of Nollywood, neighboring Nigeria's multi-million-dollar sector, which is ranked second largest in the world after Bollywood by quantity of films produced.
A lot of challenges. First, people don't get to do movies that require special effects. You have to start forcing them by doing it on yourself and posting, like the video I posted online that made waves. And secondly, you don't get the products anywhere in Cameroon.
Filmmakers Aaron and Amanda Cup also took their creative skills to another level in 2018. The husband and wife team decided to make Liana, a documentary about the resilience of children in Swaziland after meeting orphans there in 2003. It took them several years to settle on the right mix of animation and other production elements that allowed them to weave the story back and forth from fiction to non-fiction.
There have been a lot of films in Africa made by people who look like us, and they, while not always inaccurate, I think they've been incomplete, certainly, and they tend to focus on the specific kinds of narratives in Africa, and we just, having grown up there, we knew that that wasn't the whole truth, and these kids just exemplify that complexity in a way that I think is pretty compelling, you know.
Actress Tandy Newton, whose mother is Zimbabwean and regularly performs philanthropy work in Africa, serves as executive producer of the movie.
I know that from the work that I've done in Africa, the way to truly help is to give resources, but allow people on the ground to make their own decisions about how they want to tell their stories, have their stories be transported around the world. So, you know, my job was the kind of nuts and bolts of it was to help, you know, create the last bit of financing which allowed the movie to be completed, and then its journey to every festival.
But no film had the kind of journey and success that Black Panther had in Africa in 2018.
Soon there will only be the conquered and the conqueror. You are a good man.
Film fans, actors, and comic enthusiasts across the continent flocked to screenings of the Marvel superhero movie, which features a predominantly black cast and is set in the fictional African nation of Wakanda, where the new king is challenged by rivals.
To be a king.
Directed by black director Ryan Coogler and featuring actors including Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, Lupita Nyong'o, and Forest Whitaker, the film has received widespread critical acclaim after years of criticism about the underrepresentation of black people in Hollywood.
And the conqueror. You are a good man.
Well, that's it on the program today. Thanks for watching. I'm Teniola Shobowale.